Cluck TV presents A Closer Look with Al Travis, sharing how they select the stories featured on Destination Small Town.
So we're off on the road again for Destination Small Town, looking for all those great shops, places to go, people to see, the stuff that makes living in a small town interesting. One of the great things we always like to do on vacation was trying to find a nice place where you can go and learn something as well as have a great time. And I think I found that spot for you with the Museum of Fur Trade. Let's talk about them next on Destination Small Town. The Museum of Fur Trade is dedicated to preserving the rich history of the North American fur trade. Located 3 miles east of Chadron, Nebraska, the museum stands on the site of the James Bordeaux Trading Post, which was established for the American Fur Company in 1837. The range and scope of the museum's collection are simply dazzling. It represents every type of object exchanged by Europeans and Americans with the native people of North America. The obvious kinds of artifacts, such as guns and blankets, beads, axes, knives, and kettles, are represented, but many unusual items as well. The collection includes a complete typeset of trade goods sold by each nation operating in the various trading areas of North America. It's the Museum of Fur Trade. Who better to hook up with via our satellite to talk about the Museum of Fur Trade than the museum director herself, Nakaya Fester. Nakaya, a pleasure to meet you. Thanks for doing this with us today.
I'm glad to be here. Thanks for asking.
What's the first thing that people see when they walk in the museum?
The first thing that catches people's eye for collection items is our weapons. When you first walk into the building, the Hall of Firearms is right there by the register. It's the first thing people see. We have over 300 weapons in our collection, and so that's the first thing that catches people's eye. As they go through, the comments I hear are frequently where you got the items or how you got them, and they're surprised on our variety because we have items as rare as this Hudson Bay sword, which only 18 were made and only 2 are known to be in existence, one here and one at the museum in Canada. Or we have something as common as point blankets, which can be found frequently and are still reproduced. We also have items that date back to Columbus and his exploration era, or we have modern fur trade and what they do with the fur now.
How did the museum end up where it's at?
The reason that the museum is located in Chadron, Nebraska is because it's the original site of a trading post. The Bordeaux Post was in operation for 47 years, which is unusual because most only lasted one winter. A reproduction, as can be seen in this postcard, it can actually be seen on site of the grounds, on its original footings. It's so accurate that it's on the National Register of Historic Places. One of my favorite facts about the trading post is that there were a couple of gentlemen that were in it as kids, and so when they went to reproduce it, they were able to come down and verify that everything was exactly how they had remembered it.
If our family stopped in, tell me how the tour works.
The museum is self-guided. Upon your arrival, you will receive a map, which includes a layout of the museum with our 4 interior galleries. It also gives information on our exterior gallery, which has the trading post, a warehouse. In the summer, we have an heirloom garden and an Indian teepee that is set up out there. You also will have access to a 10-minute introductory film. However, for school groups and travel groups that come through, we do have special tour rates, and we do a little extra introduction and information for those.
It always comes down to this, Nakaya. How do you guys support yourselves? How do you keep going?
The museum is a 501c3 nonprofit, and we're run as a corporation, which means we have a board of directors. We don't take any government money, so we're all privately funded. Our funds come from memberships, donations, and our admissions, and then our museum shop purchases. So people who would like to get involved and help out, the main thing I can say is come see us, buy stuff, go through the museum. We also can always use volunteers, which could either be outside working in our garden or somebody who cleans the museum or works in the shop, or just we have a variety of jobs that need done, and volunteers are always helpful.
Well, once again, it looks fantastic. Something that kids can all like, see, find things they want to learn about, and have a good time doing it. Thank you, Nakaya. I appreciate it very much. The Museum of Fur Trade, another one of those great spots in Destination Small Town.